Hey, what's up guys? This is LJ here, Lawrence James, coming at you with a Varus AD carry guide. I think Varus is a great champion. He's picked in a lot of different scenarios. He's kind of picked in a case where you have an AoE team comp, you have an AoE jungler, an AoE mid and top, and you just want to use him for that team fight ability with that ultimate that snares everybody. And he's really good in that case, and he's also really good in case you just want to poke your opponent down in lane and then snowball into late game. And that's kind of what we do here. We don't really have a great AoE team comp. We do with the Malphite ults and maybe the Varix, the Aatrox stun, I'm sorry, but other than that, it's really not that great of an AoE team comp. We do have the Sona ult, so it's a little bit of both, actually. I guess we do have a pretty decent AoE team comp, and we have the ability to harass them in lane. They are running the Wombo combo Ashe Zyra, and that's what we will be playing against, and we are playing Sona Varus, which is also a Wombo combo in my opinion, because they both have a lot of poke damage, and if you play it properly, then you're going to be able to harass your opponent pretty much out of lane if you're doing it correctly. The runes and masteries that I'm running on Varus, I'm running 21-9-0. You could potentially, instead of running the 9 in defense, you could run 9 in utility, but I prefer the 9 in defense for the scaling health and the extra armor early game. The 9 in utility that you would run, if in case you did that, you would run that basically for the mana regeneration so that you could get more poke off. But if the way that I play Varus, I'm very efficient with my poke, and even though I do try a lot, and sometimes I will miss, it's I'm making sure that I'm getting the most out of the poke. I'm not just gonna poke to poke. I'm gonna make sure that I land that poke and that it's gonna actually mean something during the game, during the laning phase. You also the runes that I'm running attack damage reds, armor yellows, magic scaling resist blues, and the lifesteal quints, which is pretty common for your AD carry. It's really nice on Varus. The lifesteal combined with the Doran's Blade is really nice. The passive on the Doran's Blade. Doran's Blade is a great item. So you can see here that we started our jungler started red, and we queued up what do we call this ability? I forget now. Piercing Arrow. We queued up a Piercing Arrow, and we fired that into the red buff and gave him a pretty nice leash. We got 3 or 4 hits in, and then we go right to lane. Going right into the laning phase here, we are going to make sure that we are last hitting properly. I probably should have hit that ward right there. Sona was killing that ward, and unfortunately I missed it. So that's something you want to watch for. That's really nice if you can get a free ward like that. I think it was a 60-second ward. Yeah, I think it was. But regardless, that's still a nice amount of gold. And you can see here I'm just getting a little bit of poke off, and it's one of those matchups where it's whoever pokes more is probably going to win this matchup. And so I want to make sure that any chance I get a free auto attack in is what I'm going to do. One of the ways to poke your opponent is wait till they auto attack a minion and then attack them right after, because their auto attack is going to be on cooldown. So that's something that you can find a way to poke as any champion against any other champion. So you can see I'm just poking a little bit. I move in because I know the minions won't attack me there. I land my E onto them, and I'm just trying to land all my abilities and do as much damage as possible. We are maxing our Q first, and that is what we got at level 1 to do the most damage. You're going to max your E second, and then your W last. Your W you get at level 4, and it's really nice because it makes it last hitting a little bit easier, because I think it gives you 10 damage or 8 damage, or what does it give you? It gives you 10 damage on your auto attacks, which is really nice for last hitting. So as you can see with the Sona Wombo combo here, whenever she lands a Q, whenever she goes in and pokes, I try to land poke too, and right there I land my Q onto Zyra, and we're able to chunk her down to half health. And now we've pretty much won the lane, because if they play aggressive at all, then we're going to be able to engage on them and probably kill them. But you can still see I'm making sure I'm last hitting very properly. The passive on Varus that gives you the attack speed bonus when you kill minions makes it really easy to last hit, because if 2 minions are low, you're able to last hit a minion, get the attack speed bonus, and then switch over. And that's also a really good way to poke too, because you get the attack speed bonus, and then if you're using it properly, you're going to be able to use that poke damage onto Ashe. And you can see there, look at how much poke damage we just landed. I landed like 3 or 4 auto attacks, and a full maxed Q onto Ashe. And now if I can land one more Q, she's probably dead. Q catches a lot of people by surprise, and they don't understand how the damage works. And so you can see Ashe is just completely zoned. I queue up my Q, and bam, I land it right into her face, and down she goes. She should have barriered it, but she probably didn't think it was going to kill her. Just like I was saying, where it catches people off on surprise. People don't expect Varus Q to do that much damage early game. That's really surprising to people. So right here, we're still focusing the Zyra under the turret. You can see I land another Q onto Zyra, making sure that we are pressuring her with our abilities. That is what separates a good Varus from a bad Varus in my mind, is being able to land your skill shots. So if you're not landing your skill shots, I would definitely try practicing it a little bit more. And once you're able to land those skill shots, you're going to be a presence in the lane and presence during late game. So a strong laning phase is really necessary on Varus, unlike other AD carries where you can kind of just get to late game and you're a force no matter what. You really want to make sure that you have a good laning phase. So here Zyra used her plants, and I always like to last hit the plants because even though it's only 5 gold, it's still nice. You know, that's an extra 10 gold that I just got for that, and it's more CS. So now I have 35 CS. Ash only has 20 CS, and we're just doing a lot of damage. I need to be a little careful with my mana here, and this is where the 9 in utility would actually come in a little effective, but it's okay because I'm just being a little careful with my abilities, and once I get another level I'll have more mana and I'll just be regenerating mana over time. And you can see with the auto attacks and the Doran's Blade, we're able to, with the Quints, the lifesteal Quints, we're able to kind of lifesteal back all of the damage, especially with the Sona support with the heals. So here they land a bunch of CC onto my Sona. I land my Q onto Ashe. Ashe flies in. Sona exhausts her with the bait. She pops barrier there. I'm exhausted as well, but you notice I'm just standing on top of the Ashe so that there's no way she's going to escape. I'm just attacking her. I pop barrier here because Zyra came back in. I don't want her to poke me down and possibly turn that kill. So now I know Zyra flashed to go get the Sona, and I flash in here to land my Q, and I pick up the double Q. Unfortunately, Jarvan comes in here, so now he lands his abilities on me. Sona's trying to help me get away. I'm stuck in the minions right now, and I'm trying to kite through my own minions to do the same thing to him. And you can see I'm trying to go through my minions, but Jarvan's auto attack range is too far, and he lands a Q on me, and he gets a shutdown on me. So that was a little unfortunate. There's a potential chance that when I got snared here by the Zyra, I maybe shouldn't have flashed and possibly just charged up a Q, a max range Q, and landed on the Zyra and maybe have gotten a double kill. I then still had my flash to get away from the Jarvan. That's maybe a way I could have played that better, but I'm not 100% sure I would have been able to pick up the Zyra, and if Zyra got away, that would have been kind of bummy. But on our first back, we're able to pick up a Doran's Blade and a BF Sword. And now that's a really good starting build order for 7 minutes in the game. That's really good to have. And we actually have 41 CS. So this is what you get when you CS well and you get 3 kills early game. You can just completely snowball items and get some really good items early. And now we need to snowball this lane and make sure that we are doing a lot of damage here. Here, Aatrox comes in to gank, and Malphite actually teleported in from that, and you can notice I'm pretty far back. I'm not going to be able to catch up on them, so you notice how far away I was. It was smart for me to take that CS instead of helping out the team. So instead, I don't even get an assist on either of those because I couldn't have reached them. They were too far away when Malphite teleported in. And I was actually picking up the CS that was on the turret when I walked back here, which was really smart by me. That's something you have to judge. A lot of times, it's really good to just pick up that CS on the tower instead of trying to help out your team. Like even during a gank, sometimes your jungler ganks at a really bad time, and there's no way that it's just way too risky to go for that kill, and instead it's just better to last hit at the turret. And that's something that you just have to judge during solo queue. Like here, I did that. The reason I was farming at the turret instead of even though I was farming and walking, so that I was auto-attacking and then walking, auto-attacking and then walking, so that I could get here in time. But I just figured that the Malphite, Aatrox, and Sona would be able to pick up those kills without me, so it wasn't that important for me to be there. It's not like they were going to be able to turn the kill. So we still need to pressure this lead. We're still poking in lane and trying to just do as much damage as possible. And with the Sona and the Varus combo, the Wombo combo, once we get our ultimates, we're really strong, and if they overextend at any time, we're going to be able to kill them. And the Ashe is really zoned out here. So here I see the Zyra is overextended, and just as I said, we both land our Wombo combo ults, and we're able to pick that up really easily. You can see I initiated a fight. Now that's different than most AD carries, and that's really why I like playing I like playing Varus, is because you can kind of choose when you want to fight. And that's like something that you really, and here I land my Q onto Ashe, and you can just see the poke damage that I'm able to do now. Once you get some levels in the Q, it's really strong. But initiating as a Varus is really fun, and it's a great way to win games in solo queue. Initiations can win you games in solo queue based off that completely. And so we were 4-1-0. You can see that Ashe had to go back after I poked her down a little bit because she's just so scared to stay in lane. I'm 2 levels up on her. Or what level is she actually? Yeah, she's level 5, so I'm 2 levels up on her, and now I just push the lane and go back, and so now Ashe is going to miss some CS here. She's going to miss a lot of CS. She's probably going to miss that whole cannon wave and whole minion. So he's even further behind now. So landing your poke as Varus is like the most important thing that you're going to be doing in lane, and landing those skill shots. So on this next back here, we go ahead and we get the Vamp Scepter, and now we have a really good sustain level. We have some more damage, and we're making our way towards the Bloodthirster build. Bloodthirster is a great item on Varus. Lifesteal is really important too, because you don't have much mobility as Varus, and when you're in team fights, it's really important to be able to lifesteal all that health back that you're going to lose from the team fights, and that's really important. So here we have the most CS in the game, we have the most kills, and we just need to keep snowballing the game. And you can see we land poke here, and look at the wombo combo with the Q damage from Sona and my Q damage onto Ashe, and we're able to literally take him down to 30% health in just those 2 combos, which is really strong. So now we're just probably looking to fight them, and we're up 8-1 in kills, our team is, and we're up 5k gold in 10 minutes. That's a huge amount of gold, and we need to extend this lead. So there's a few ways you can extend the lead. You can do it by pushing objectives, which our objectives are down, or you can just keep staying in the lane and zoning out their laners, whatever lane you're in. So we're zoning out our Ashe and the Zyra while we're just kind of pushing this lead. And now Jarvan's coming down to gank us, and we don't know this at all, so this is really bad. This is a great spot to ward, by the way, if you're a support, because this is like the most common jungle ganking route out of purple. But it looks like, yeah, not good. Zyra lands a snare on both of us. Jarvan jumps in, and we're not able to do much damage at all. Sona lands an ult there. I'm trying to queue up a Q onto Zyra, onto the Ashe. We land the Q onto him. Ashe barriers, so we don't have much left. I dodge the arrow. Zyra flashes in. I get ulted. I'm completely screwed. I pop barrier as a last-ditch effort to try to kill the Ashe, and Ashe lives with like no health. She lives with like 5 health there. But Aatrox flashes in, lands his E, and he's able to pick up that kill now. Now he's trying to get out. He's trying to lifesteal as much as possible on the Zyra, and he might possibly be able to get out. I was really screwed here. We should not... Like, this is a really great spot to ward, as I was saying. That would have been really good for us. We got really screwed by pushing so hard onto the tower and standing so close together. It would have been better for us, me and the Sona, to not stand together at all there. But here Jarvan's able to chase down the Aatrox and pick up a kill, but at least we were able to get an assist off of that kill and make something for that. So now, since the Ashe is dead on their team, and since Ahri came down, Ahri's just going to go ahead and push up the minion wave, which is a smart thing to do, and now we're just going to rush back to lane. Did I buy anything? Yeah, I was able to buy a Bloodthirster, so now it's really important to just farm up and really get the stacks on the Bloodthirster, because once you get the stacks on the Bloodthirster, it's almost as good as an Infinity Edge in terms as attack damage. You actually, I think you have more damage at Bloodthirster now I think about it, but you're obviously not going to do as much damage because you don't have the crit as the Infinity Edge gives you. So Malphite teleports in again and gets a really nice ult. Ahri ults away 3 times, right? Yeah, she ults away 3 times, so now I have to land my Q to pick up this kill. I charge up the Q and pop right in the face. So I landed on both of them too, so I'm able to do a ton of damage there to Ashe, and I'm able to pick up the last hit on the Ahri, and we're able to pick up those kills. Really good teleport by Malphite. He's done that twice now, and both times it's been successful. So that's a really good job by, first of all, Sona to have this ward here, and for Malphite to recognize that that was a gank opportunity. Really good play by your teammates. And just able to play off of your teammates when they make a good play is really important in solo queue. So we're just charging up our Bloodthirster. It would have been nice for me to get that last hit on the plant there, because I also would have gotten a charge off the Bloodthirster. And we're still landing our Q. I land my Q onto Zyra there, and it chunks him down to half health. And like I said, you notice this game I really have not missed many Qs at all, because I've played Varus a lot, and like once you get good at Varus, you'll be able to do this as well. You just know how to land your Q. Like, it's really important to be able to land your Q. I can't emphasize that enough on landing your abilities. That really is what makes a good Varus or a bad Varus, is not being able to land it or being able to land it. So here my Sona gets caught trying to ward out, and now she's really screwed. I land a Q onto the Ashe, and I land my ultimate, and unfortunately I see that I'm pretty much screwed here. There's no way I'm going to be able to escape here, but I'm still trying to get out. I don't have flash. I don't really have any way to get out of this. No barrier. I tried to turn on to Ashe again as the last-ditch effort, but that's not going to happen. I maybe could have escaped if I ran right away, but I'm pretty sure I was dead either way. Like, if I didn't ult the Ashe here, if I just ran away completely, then I maybe would have gotten away, but I doubt it, because they would have just dived the turret and I would have died. But at least maybe I would have picked up a kill. So even though we're still doing good this game, we still could be doing things better, and you can always improve during every single game, no matter what. But so we'll see what. We pick up a Vamp Scepter. We finish up. Oh no, we don't pick up a Vamp Scepter. We pick up our Berserker Graves and our Dagger, and we're looking to go into either a Zeal or a Static Shiv. And depending on where we are in the game and what is going on during the game is when we will decide what goes on. And since they are focusing so hard on bottom, the Ahri and the Jarvan ganks, we're able to team up the Aatrox and the Malphite and push up top and get a ton of turrets and just focus a lot of pressure on their top lane and just do a ton of work up there. And that's the way you kind of have to look at it in solo queue, is yeah, we were kind of focused hard down here in our lane, but we were able to do things in other lanes. And that's like a really important thing in solo queue, It's being able to work with your teammates. No matter what kind of teammates you have, it's really important for that, 30 to 20 to 40 minute range. You need to be able to work with whoever your teammates are and efficiently get a win, and your solo queue rating will go up for that reason. So we pick up red buff for a few reasons. One, because Aatrox was top lane and we want to get off the buff as fast as possible, and the other reason is because red is really good on all 80 carries. And so here I missed my Q, which is a little unfortunate, but we're doing the dragon now. We have a vision ward on it, so Sona and Aatrox go bottom, and I'm looking to go do the dragon, but I see Malphite coming in from the backside, and now I land my Q. Malphite lands his ult. She pops barrier, and she also ults me, and I pick up the kill pretty easily. Now Malphite tanks the turret for me, so I'm able to pick up the turret and not take any turret shots, and we're able to get the dragon and a turret and a kill on Ashe. So that was really good for our team. And this is what I'm talking about when pushing a lead. This is really what you want to do. Here I land my max range on my ultimate on the Jarvan, and I have red buff, so I'm able to keep the Jarvan slowed. I'm attacking whoever comes in range of me, so I'm attacking the Zyra at this point. Now we pick up the kill on Zyra, and now we're switch over to whoever I can. So whoever comes in the closest is who I'm attacking. So you notice I'm switching between Jarvan and I'm switching between Ahri, whoever comes in closer. They land a charm onto our Aatrox. I'm standing in the back behind my team, and now they flash in to try to kill the Malphite. Malphite flashes away, and I'm able to pick up that kill with my E onto the Ahri. And now you can notice I'm walking and attacking, keeping the Jarvan slowed, but Ashe comes in at the same time, and I'm not going to be able to dive that. And I didn't have enough mana. Even though I have blue buff now, I didn't have enough mana to land a Q onto the Jarvan, or I would have tried to do it. And now Aatrox gets out of there just in time before the Ashe kills him, so thankfully he gets out. And we're probably just going to look to go back and either build that same item that I was talking about, the Phantom Dancer or the Static Shiv, and that's where we will go from there. So you can see, like, deciding who to shoot as the AD carry is insanely important, and you need to just attack whoever you can. Like, I really can't stress that enough. If it's a tank in your face, you need to shoot the tank. Like, I mean, obviously, there's certain times, there's different situations where it's going to call for different things, and you're going to need to maybe attack someone in the back line. But generally speaking, if you're positioning perfectly, you're going to want to kill their front line, the front line on the enemy team. And so, yeah, we go ahead and okay, so it looks like we're going to go ahead and build the Static Shiv because we bought the Avarice Blade and the, or the Avarice Blade, yeah, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, the Avarice Blade and the Zeal, and those two items build into the Static Shiv. Static Shiv is a really good choice for me in this game, and that's because we're in lane so much that you're able to, it's really good for laning phase because you're just able to push up the lane with Static Shiv really easily. And so since now that I have blue buff, I'm just able to use my abilities at whatever I like, pretty much whatever I want to. And I tried to Q that bush to see if there's anyone in there. So here, I tried to Q onto the Zyra, but she flashes away. But with Sona damage and my last auto attack, we're able to pick up that kill. And now we have a lot of people top lane. All of my teammates are top lane, and we're probably looking to just push mid out to this turret and push bottom out to this tower. And now Udyr's doing the right thing, and he's split pushing, so he might force us to go back. But we're still going to push onto this tower and see us just do as much tower damage as we possibly can. So with the passive, it's really nice when you get the last hit on the minion and you're able to attack a tower. You can just notice you get really a decent amount of attack speed. Here I charge up a Q and I land it onto Ashe. I'm still just attacking whoever I can, no matter who it is. Here I land an ult on the Jarvan, and I'm trying to do as much damage as possible, but Jarvan is really tanky. I'm not doing much damage to him, so not very good by us. Here, Polar Bear gets attacked, the Aatrox, which is unfortunate, but I switch right over to whoever I can attack. I flash out of the Zyra ult. Now Ahri comes in from the backside, Malphite ults, and we're able to take him down with my QE combo and just a ton of damage. And at the same time, Udyr is still pushing bottom, so like I said, we might have to go back, though it looks like Sona is going to go back and try to defend that while we continue to push on. Here I see that Zyra's really low, and I don't know if I can get it, but I get a max range on my E. She died right on the edge of my E, so that was pretty good by us. We land a stun on a Jarvan, and we're trying to do as much damage as possible, still focusing this turret. We really haven't been very successful in pushing down this turret, and Udyr is still pushing really hard, and he's actually able to pick up this turret, but Sona is able to stop him just in time while the rest of us go back. So we'll go ahead and we'll let the Aatrox pick up the blue here, and we'll just go back. So it was still efficient for us to do that, and you can see kind of how we're forcing objectives, we're forcing fights, we're forcing down turrets while we have this ginormous lead. Ginormous? Is that a correct word? I don't even know anymore, but I think that's a correct word. I finish up the Static Shiv here, and now I'm looking. I build right into a pickaxe, and that can either build into an Infinity Edge, or that can build into a Last Whisperer. So either item would be really good right now, and it's really strong to get a lot of AD on Varus early because you don't scale as hard into late game as other champions, but your mid game is really strong, especially with the poke. You're able to poke down turrets, and you're able to land CC and do a lot of stuff like that. We are 9-3-3. We have the most farm in the game, and we're really strong. So here, I land my ult onto Jarvan at the max range possible. Jarvan's not going to be able to get away from that, and we're able to pick up the kill with 4 people. My ult is down, but we do have a ton of damage. I land my Q onto Ahri, and you can see Ahri is just chunked down to half health. Syndra just misses her ultimate there. Oh no, she does land her stun there almost, but we're able to pick up a lot of damage, and Ahri is forced to go back. So since Ahri is forced to go back, we know that we're going to be able to push onto this turret really hard, and Jarvan is down as well. So if we can actually get an engage here, this is really important as Varus pushing down turrets, is able to land your abilities, able to queue up your abilities and land them on people behind the turret is really important, and just attacking whoever you can at whatever moment. So here Aatrox jumps in, they force his passive, I miss my Q, and we're just trying to attack whoever I can. You notice my positioning, I'm standing as far back as possible. We land the Wombo combo Malf ult into the Sona ult. I get ulted by the Jarvan, I pop barrier, hopefully, yeah, I pop barrier here, and I'm just lifestealing with the Bloodthirster. I'm attacking whoever I can. Now I switch over to Zyra because Zyra's really low, and we're able to pick up that kill with an auto attack. And now we're just being a little safe. We're way ahead, and this is kind of their last-ditch effort. Ahri needs to land something here, but I land my Q onto the Ahri, and Ahri is really low now. I mean, that single Q from Malphite and my Q does a ton of damage, and they're way behind in gold, and we are way ahead. So we're going to go back, and we're going to build a lot of different items, but it actually looks like they surrender this game because they literally have pretty much no chance, and this is how you win solo queue as Varus.
Where are we going? Hey, come back. Let's find some friends.